friends. Angela here.
DJ Nino Brown, NYC.
Listen, he came up to this podcast studio. Today we are not on location. We're in my podcast studio. And where are we?
Garage.
That's right. So bring it in. All right. I am so pleased you're here. All right. So like I said, Nino Brown has made the trek from the city.
Yeah, all the way from Astoria, Queens. It was a nice ride. I gotta say, very scenic. You know, a lot of beautiful mountains and trees, and hoping the spring would finally come. I don't know when it's gonna come because it's practically winter today, but we still made the drive.
Yeah, that's the beauty of the edit with the podcast. And now you're in the Hudson Valley now, so it's April, and you get the 70-degree day, you get the 30-degree day, but by the time I up and edit this, who knows what the degrees will be. But anyway, whoa, we got lots of wind today. It's opening up the
very temperamental. I don't know if there's some spirits in here or something, or it's just too much Sicilians in one garage.
Hey, yeah, we're gonna get to that. I love that. We got Sicilian heritage running through us. But you have more than that. We'll talk about that. But anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to cut and light. We're going to do our cheers. Now, Nino, I don't know why I didn't know this. He said it's bad luck to cheers with water.
Yeah, I don't know. Somebody told me this years ago, and people keep reinforcing it to me. So anytime cheers goes on, I just kind of put my hand up, or I put my cigar up, and I just say a salute or cent'anni.
Okay.
And that's it.
Yes, a salute and a la santain, and cheers to you out there.
God bless.
All right, so we have a couple special cigars we're smoking today. Right off the top there, we're going to talk about... so which one are you picking, the Davidoff?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Davidoff, yeah.
All right, so I'm going to cut and light. Look at that. Yeah. Look at that. He's got some good... we could probably talk for 10 hours about cigars.
Special occasions call for special cigars.
100%. Yes, I am so pleased you're here once again. This is definitely special. So the Panamericana, how would you say that? Panamericana? That's the Timeless by...
I would say
Ferio.
Panamericana.
Yeah, I can't even speak.
Ferio Tego.
Yeah, I had the opportunity to meet Michael. I know you know him well.
Yeah, I go way back with him, yes.
So shout out to you. Michael Herklotz. I also don't want to say that wrong. I know Herklotz. He's very dapper, GQ kind of a dude.
Yeah, of course.
He always represents. He's got the look. He's got the jacket. He represents.
He's got the cigars.
He does. He's got the cigars. So that's why I broke this out, because I know you know him. I had the pleasure of meeting him. What a lovely guy. There was an event in Connecticut that he
It's a beautiful cutter, by the way.
Oh, cool.
This is fantastic.
Like
it's scary, but does the job.
It's almost like medical. My mom's a nurse. I wonder where I got that. No,
there you go.
It is an official cigar scissor.
No, it definitely is, without a doubt. I mean, it was a perfect snip over here.
Yeah. So,
I've been holding on to this for a while. My cousin Rob gave this to me. I think he gave it to me for my birthday in November. And I just never found time to get around to it. And today's the day. That's
all right.
it.
Cool.
So I'm going to light it up.
I'm doing a V-cut. You did the scissor.
Yeah, I did the scissor straight. A little bit of a butcher straight. Kind of like Cuban-esque, if you want to say. But it does the job. But the nice thing about this cigar is you have this skinny little tip right here. You just got to preheat that, and then eventually it will open up and straighten out. So I don't got to worry about nothing.
Now, is that called bellicoso, or that's only when the top, what makes a bellicoso, when it's pointed on both ends, or?
I believe it's the front end, if I'm not mistaken. But they usually have it's almost like torpedo-ish on the cap.
Nice.
And then bellicoso tip on the front. I mean, this is common with the Hemingway or the short story. Those cigars really specialize in that. And that's it. Tap it up.
Ooh, smell this right off the out of the gate here.
Yeah.
This Panamericana, it's got nice coffee notes, nice raisin notes. I mean, this thing. I love that. The aroma right on the.
So you got some sweetness coming out of there for sure.
Yeah, this has a nice blend. We'll talk about that in a second. Let me just get this lit.
There you go.
Oh, so what do you want to... You got to just say one thing while I light, because then we'll have dead air here.
Oh, yeah, of course. Absolutely. What do you want me to say? Yeah, let's not flambe the cigar while we're at it, okay? How about that?
I guess I'm
I'll tell you.
I'm warming myself up.
I'll tell you. I mean, listen. You're gonna toast it. You're gonna end up warming up the whole room while you're at it. You know, you might as well. Abrujado tutegos, which means burn everything. Okay. Yeah, that's a nice V cut. Wow.
Yeah,
You're
isn't
good
that
to
nice?
go with that. See, that's the problem I have with V cut. You know, for some reason, every time I V cut a cigar, I crack the cap. You know, and it's like now I gotta have shards of tobacco in my face. You know, it's not enjoyable. But when you do get the perfect V cut, like we got here with Angela, now you can enjoy. And the smoke can filter through the sides and the front. And it's a nice experience. And you can enjoy all those notes.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the Colibri.
Yeah, that's good. See, that's good
That's
right
a
here.
nice, that's a
Yeah,
nice
that's right there. Ah, there you go. Mm.
Boom. Nice
Really
V cut
nice.
there. So
Nice.
yeah, this is the wrapper is Ecuadorian Sumatra. The binder on this one is Nicaraguan, and the fillers in this is Costa Rica and Nicaraguan fillers. And like I said, oh, you know what I did want to mention, if you had a chance to check out my top 25 cigars of 2024, I put this one in particular, the Panamericana. I think it was like I rated it number 13 or number 12 out of my 25, but it is, I mean, it's a beautiful stick.
Yeah.
So check that video out, and if you've had this, comment below, and if you haven't, you hear that booming, the doors are booming. If you haven't, you know where to find it.
That's all right, man. I need to check out that list. I'm trying to think, because I don't really make lists like that, but I know the cigar that sticks out for me in 2024 was the Foundation. How do you pronounce it? It used to be called the Matapa. Yeah, and now it's called Ascan, Ashun. Anyway, that cigar hits every time.
Yeah.
Every time. Box press. It's got the little pigtail.
I love the detail of a box press.
Yeah, no.
I love the feel of it in my hand. Believe it or not, the feel of it, smoking it. Where do you rate like a box press? If you had to put, like, if someone this one's not box.
That is box press.
Okay,
yeah.
I was gonna say they do put out the La Vida in a box. Okay.
They do, yeah. I mean,
Nice.
not too many of them, but this one in particular. Shout out to Billy and Gus, by the way, former owners of Cigar Inn, now of Artesano del Tobacco.
So good.
Really good.
So good.
Really good. Much respect to these guys. This is the Club 500 cigar. And, of course, they have the El Pupo, which deserves every accolade that comes its way. It's a great smoke. Collaborated with AJ Fernandez.
Yeah, and did you see that? Shout out to AJ and his team. His
Yeah,
family,
unfortunately, they had a little bit of a situation over there with the fire. And I hope the best for them, and they could salvage whatever they can, because it's a great company, it's a great family, and we just want everything but the best for them.
So we were kind of wait, why did I stop it though? We were talking about the
I'm not
box
sure.
press.
I'm not sure.
Anyway.
You better slow down with this thing. It's gonna start.
Oh, we're gonna that. Well, we have another one, and I have plenty.
No,
more
this
cigars.
is yours.
Oh,
this is yours.
Is that what that was?
I brought you a cigar.
Hey, all
Yeah, no, I
right, look
can't
at
come
this
over here
guy.
and come empty-handed.
I didn't realize. I thought you were going for number 2. I'm like,
no.
Go number 2.
I mean, listen, I got a couple more in the stash box.
Oh,
you know, so
right. I see.
I think we'll make
Thank
it
you,
work.
thank
Yeah,
you,
you're
thank
very
you.
welcome. Come on.
I love it. So, we could talk about a lot of things that we have in common. But where do you want to start? Because you got the Mets hat on, so we could either start with that, or we could start with what I have on here. Is the Sicilian flag. I mean, we were talking about like how I was saying how Nino, he kind of looks like my cousin. And it's comforting to me because, but yeah, you almost could be, you guys could be twins, but it's kind of cool. But we could be, fifth cousin somewhere along the line. You
Yeah,
never
somewhere
know.
down the line there's a lineage that, because Sicily isn't that big of a place. So, it's quite possible, But once, I think in America now, there's 35 million Italian Americans.
Cool.
So,
is your roots from Palermo by any chance? Because my grandpa's straight from Palermo, and Augusta, Sicily, Augusta.
So the town my family's from
Because
is
then we could be cousins.
like Sicilians have this thing where they're like, yeah, it's like right down the road, 15 minutes away from Palermo. So that's exactly what my aunt told me. We're from a town called Cinese. And the
15 minutes from Palermo.
Yeah, they always say 15 minutes, and then there's Castro Filippo. I have some family from there too. I have some family from Bergetto. But it's unfortunate because I've never visited there. You know,
You read my mind. That was my next question. Have you ever been?
The only
Because I
part.
have family there too right now, and I only can talk to them through Facebook. You know, translates this and that. See the pictures of my cousins. I've never been back, but my brother and my aunt has been back, and they see them. That's kind of cool. I kind of lived through their stories.
Yeah, of course. I mean, luckily with Faccia Libre, you know, you got WhatsApp. You know, you could kind of like seamlessly just contact your family.
You see what he did there? Faccia Libre. I love that. Facebook. I love it. I love it. We're gonna catch that. Did you catch that?
Or I like a lot of my cousins. They'd be like, "Oh, Facebook."
Yeah. I know.
What the
I love
hell's a
that.
Facebook?
I love that. Yeah. Well, my grandparents, they had broken English. So.
Yeah, my aunt still has it.
Yeah. I
My
love
father still has it. My grandmother still has it. My mother does not have it.
Mine either, because I think now your mother. Did you say? I'm sorry. Who did
Yeah,
you
my
say?
mother,
Your
yeah,
mother. Oh yeah. But she wasn't born here.
She wasn't born here as well.
Oh, and she's just she doesn't have broken English.
No, not
That's
at
good
all.
for
I mean,
her,
she
because
did.
That's quite a feat. I wouldn't be able to accomplish that. I could barely speak English myself. You know, one language.
I mean, even my English is broken, and I'm born here.
Right,
you know, so I don't know what happened there. You know,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I actually did struggle with English when I was in school because at home, you know,
Yeah.
everybody spoke. You know, not that they didn't speak English, but you know, my aunt and uncle, God rest his soul, he would speak Sicilian to me, and my grandmother would speak Croatian to me, and my mother also would like kind of like reaffirm that as well. But then when they started to see me struggling in school, by 7 years old, it was like, all right, English only, that's it.
Right.
You know.
That's, I think, what my mother said, too. The way they kind of stopped it in the... Well, not stopped it in the home 100, but they said the same for their 4 kids. They were like, well, you need to pass. If we just speak 100% Italian, Sicilian dialect at home, how are you...
It's
know?
and it was
It gets a little... When you're little, when you're 5, 6, 7, it could be a tiny bit confusing.
Yeah, 3 languages at 5, 6 years old. Not a lot of people could do that.
I couldn't do it.
God bless them if they can.
Yeah.
But I think the other problem too was when I was very young, my family, we decided to move to Suffolk County. So we were living in a town called Shoreham, and then we eventually moved to another town called Rocky Point. And you're all the way out there in Suffolk County. I mean, not a lot of culture out there. You know, it's very very Menegan. So they didn't even know what to do with me. So they put me in ESL, and I was like, I don't speak Spanish. I speak Italian and I speak Croatian with English. And they didn't really know what to do with me. They were not equipped. You know, if I was still in Queens or Brooklyn, I think they would have more of an understanding.
More of that demographic there, too.
Yeah, but I think it's also more of a understanding of just like other cultures.
100%, because I'm from Nassau County.
Yeah. Which is not as
Bethpage.
it's not
right,
as bad.
And you said you were more out east even back then. It was different because I know my cousins. It's all built up now, but even back in the day, and I'm a bit older than you. It wasn't as populated
No.
when I was a kid, and I'm Gen X, so that's the truth because my family all comes. My mother was born in Brooklyn, this and that. So then, but I was born on Long Island, but same. It was not the same type of... The demographic was totally different.
You know, and it's no fault to them. You know, it's just
it is what it is.
Product of your environment.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
if
I
you're
hear what
just
you're
around, you know, you mentioned Kevin. Like, I knew a bunch of Kevins and Johns and, you know, and Bretts, you know, but there was no Antoninos, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, Antonino. Yeah, can we talk... We're going to talk about that. Let's circle to that because I failed to touch upon that. For those that do not know you, come on, how do you not know? But I'm going to put your link down here. This guy is DJ Nino Brown. That's your name. Antonino. Yeah, he's NYC there. So definitely put your link. Check him out. He is the premium cigar DJ.
Yeah, that's that started about 2013. You know, the whole the combination of the love of music and the love of cigars.
Oh yeah.
And
hey, puros and music. You're at the right
puros
podcast,
and music.
I think.
We are one and the same. You know, who would have thought? You know, we both DJ.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
we both enjoy cigars and we both enjoy our company. You know, because that's the one thing. If I ever had to stop smoking, I think the one thing I'll miss the most is like just the camaraderie. Of when you're in the lounge, or even if you're in a garage like this, you know, where, you know,
Yep.
it's almost like a therapy session. You know, people don't realize that. I mean, people like to go to bars and stuff, but you know, I don't really want to get drunk, you know. So, but at least with a cigar, you could still be level-headed, and you could enjoy each other's company, you know. And I feel like that's very important, is the human interaction. You know, you need that badly in life.
Oh yeah.
We need this door to stay closed.
Yeah, I know,
too.
right?
But you know, it's good because we got ventilation with it, so it works out good.
It's crazy. All right, cheers to that. Boom.
Salute. You know, like if you are going to ash, I would like hit the rim and I would just let it kind of fall off on its own. I would never like slam a cigar. I hate when I see people do that. It's just like click, 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 click. It's like, yo, my man, what are you doing, bro? And then your leaf is cracking all apart, and then you don't got an even burn. So yeah, I got a nice even burn, but I'm smoking too fast, so I got to slow down a little bit.
Yeah, well, also because they say when it cones, it's a sign of smoking too fast. But you started out with that cut. It was that
Yes,
roll. That,
absolutely.
What do you call it? Shape.
Yeah, but I'm also excited to be here, so you know it happens.
Puff away, puff away.
Yeah, you know it is what it is. But when the time comes, I will slow down with it, and then hopefully it'll even out.
Yeah, this is a nice medium body. I'm only still in the first third here, but yeah, like you said, the ash on this though, it's burning very evenly. You can't really see that, but I love when the it's still like straight like that.
Yeah, of course.
It just gives me such a good vibe.
It's
like,
flawless construction.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, you can't go wrong with
and they make
Michael Herclock.
Yeah, they do this in the factory in DR. That's what's the name of that company again? I forgot.
That he's associated with.
Yeah. That they have the factory that produces these cigars in DR.
Oh, I don't know. We have to put it on the bottom once we figure it out.
Yeah,
I'll look it up and type it in, post edit there. But I don't have it off the top of my head.
Yeah, that's sad. Yeah, and it's funny. I'll be driving home and I'll be like, oh yeah, that's the company. Yeah, yeah, good job. Yeah, unbelievable. You know, but what are you gonna do? That's life. You know, we're just gonna have to re-edit it.
Do you like to do you have to consciously retrohale, or does it come naturally to you? Like, do you tell yourself you want to taste certain notes and you're like, oh.
There's no time period that I'm like, okay, I need to retrohale this cigar. You know, the moment happens, it just organically happens, and then you're like, oh, that's what that cigar tastes like. Because when you just smoke regularly, you're only going to get 5 notes.
Yeah.
Sweet, savory, salty, spicy,
umami.
Unami.
Yeah, isn't that the 5th one?
Wow, that's news to me.
Sweet, spicy,
sour, savory, salt. I think it's all S's.
Oh,
honestly, it's like
Yeah.
the 5 S's.
Yeah.
But you're not gonna get anything else after that, you know, unless you know. And God forbid you dip the cigar. I mean, I love when I see people do this. They'll take like a rum or a cognac or a scotch and they dip the cigar, and it's like, yo, what are you doing?
Oh, are you you're being sarcastic when you said I love when you. No, but you know what? There's I mean, that's a personal preference. Some people, they think that's just don't do it, right? Is that where the school you sit on?
I'm of the school of you do not do that. You do not compromise the cigar at all.
Oh, because some some blenders.
Okay, that's a different story because
I guess it depends on really the situation.
No, that's a different situation because
you're talking about just brushing.
Yeah, brushing it is different. That's a flavor infusion. We're talking about, you know, you go to a lounge and someone has a cup like that and they take their cigar and they dink it in.
Yeah, you don't like that.
Yeah, no, because it's just nasty. Like,
all right, listen, hey, everybody.
To each his own, right?
Yeah.
You know,
I'm not dipping. I wouldn't call it nasty, but I don't dip it. I have seen where you could just brush some.
Okay, I think I would be all right with that.
Yeah.
I would be all right.
You know what it is? I think some people, and I've learned this a while back. It's because you know, also Francisco, you know him, right? You're friends with him?
Francisco Almonte?
Yeah.
Okay, DBL Cigars.
Shout out to you, Francisco.
Absolutely.
He doesn't, I'm not saying he tells you to dip your cigar, but he does have he wets it.
Okay.
Because as he's rolling, right,
I'm not questioning him.
But he does say, believe it or not, people don't realize that they should moisten even the cigar properly humidified too. I'm saying.
Yeah.
He said because he now I think he's putting out this when you buy his travel humidors or this and that, it comes with a little cute distilled water, whatever it is, spray bottle, I believe. That he said you just hit it. You know how I ever watched a roller because they kind of spray it from afar?
Yeah.
And it mists it and they're doing. That's what he says. You could. He said, believe it or not, what we're smoking right this second, like this stage of the
Yeah,
product.
yeah.
At this consumer stage, you could hit it.
Oh
with some
wow!
moisture
I
and
did.
smoke, and it
I did not
enhances
know that.
the flavor and the experience. But what you're saying is dipping it in like a
Yeah,
tequila
yeah.
or
I mean,
a rum. You're not into that.
No.
What-
Let's not do that. I mean, and then like you see like the cigar, it's just all like butchered and soaked. It's just nasty. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no,
it's
it's
not necessary. You could have a drink with it, you know. You can go, and then you go, and then you're fine. You know, that's
Yeah.
fine. You could get those notes. You could pair the cigar with the spirit. It's fine. But just when you start to like put the spirit in the cigar, it's like that's why.
Yeah, I feel what you're saying because you ever see that video with Arnold how with cigar?
Oh, you gotta
Now,
watch. If you ever saw Herculots review that video,
No, I haven't.
Yo.
Does he not like it? Because I recreated that video, but the thing is, people on my comments were saying they're like, "Oh, I think Arnold was just kidding." He's like been known. He's like, "That's not like a thing," and I was like, "Oh, is that what's happening?" Because I have seen like people, brush it
yeah, I don't. And
outside of that Arnold video. What does he say?
that video
does
is
he clown on
that
it?
video is pretty outrageous. I mean, he literally said the waiter took the cigar out of his mouth.
He's like, what?
And then put it back in after you rolled tequila on it. I mean, hey, you're an icon. I guess you could do whatever you want at that point. By the way, he was at Barclay Rex the other day.
Oh my goodness, are you kidding me?
Yeah, he stopped by.
I was just there.
He stopped by a couple of times. Shout out to Barclay Rex.
Yes. Oh, I love that place.
Yeah, and Vanessa, Joanna holding it down over there. My boy Ryan was working, and he stopped by, and he was cool as hell. He's a real old school gentleman. Icon. And then he loves his cigars. So he's filming some movie. It's like I forgot what it's called, but it's like he's like Santa Claus, and he has this like white beard, and he's just like he needed that little break in between. He needed that smoke break, which we all need. In this stressful world, you definitely need a cigar once in a while to get by. Thank God. That's why I said this is therapy.
Oh, without a doubt.
And
I think in every episode. That's all I ever say.
And it brings people like us together that would have normally never have, intersected, but because we have this commonality.
Yeah, it's true, and that's pretty cool because we would have never really bumped into each other on the street.
No chance. First of all, I'm nowhere near the Hudson Valley, so that's not happening. But you never know. Maybe I would have got.
Although, the cigar. You're right. The cigar did bring us together. No, actually, wait. What am I saying? It completely brought us. You're right.
100%.
Because when we go to the same lounge in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
So, I'm thinking like social media.
That's one part of it.
Yeah, but.
I was like,
I think I'm losing my mind today.
No, you're good. Don't worry about it. It's fine. No worries.
You're right. The cigar did bring us together. That's what you were saying.
Yeah, whatever.
If it wasn't for the cigar, I wouldn't just walk past you in Queens and been like, hey,
who's this guy? Yeah, exactly. It's no chance. But because of this, it brings beautiful people together and cultivates these relationships that we cherish so much. And I've been smoking cigars for 20 years. I know it doesn't seem like it because I'm younger than you, but yes, I got an early start when New York used to be 18 to smoke. Luckily, a friend of mine from high school, my friend Reynolds, shout out to Reynolds, he started working at Davidoff in Columbus Circle. And he was like, listen, Nino, I know you smoke some nonsense. I want you to come in and, have some real cigars, like some real premium stuff. I was like, oh, there it goes. There it goes. And, that's what happens. You ash only if you have to. And there you go.
That warm ash in the lap there.
Just a reminder, like, hey, I'm still here. So I'm at the lounge. I'm at the lounge smoking, and I'm getting put on to like Rocky Patel at the time, Gusta Ray, Fonseca, My Father, and then little by little, my boy was like, "All right, I think you're ready for the Avo 787, Avo 80." And then he's like, all right, we're going to do...
when you were 18, you're saying?
18, 19, 20 years old. And, back then, cigar lounges were a little more stagnant. They weren't as culturally diverse as they are now. There wasn't any women there. It was just, like, older businessmen, and I'm, like, trying to assimilate into this, like, culture being this, like, blue-collar, high school educated only. And, like, I dressed the part, I put suits on, I tried to, try to assimilate as best as possible and act like I belong. And, luckily they welcomed me in with open arms, and ironically enough, we brought up Herculots. Herculots was the manager of that store at the time. And, he used to come in very flamboyant, beautiful suits.
Oh, he still represents
dapper as hell.
Yeah.
7 handkerchiefs in one pocket.
7 handkerchiefs.
And he's a Massachusetts guy, and I'm a New York guy. So
no, I think actually he's from Connecticut.
Connecticut?
I believe, yeah.
Well, he told me he was working in Boston before he came to New York.
Oh, he probably was. He probably grew up in Connecticut, went to Boston.
Got it.
Yeah, I'm sure he's
Got
been
it.
all
So-
over the area.
so
This
we-
is all. It's a tri-state, really. Connecticut, New York, New Jersey. But then you got Philly. Was a big cigar scene. Big
Oh,
great
yeah.
cigar. And
Shout
then-
out to
and
Philly.
Boston. So we're not all too far, really, from.
Yeah, it's a Northeast thing.
Yeah,
I mean, when I was down in Philly a few months ago, I had to go do a job down there. I went to go visit Twins Cigar Shop.
Yeah. No,
Shout out
there's
to
a good
Twins.
Scene.
I
It's
mean,
such a good scene.
It's
in
fantastic.
Philly. You go down.
So
one
look at this,
block,
unbelievable.
Yeah.
I drained this, I put the butane in, and it's right back to square one.
Oh, maybe because it's a little chilly in
It
here.
might be a little chilly here. You
I
got
should-
some fire for me?
Yeah, let's see.
Hopefully
if
your
this-
fire
See
works.
if that is, and then I should
Come on,
keep this-
baby, light my
My
fire.
Yeah, we usually talk about music too on this.
Oh, we are definitely going to talk about music without a doubt. Tell me what music you've been playing nowadays? Like, what's on your cue list?
So, speaking of music, we'll definitely get to that. But I didn't want to interrupt what you were saying about Columbus Circle.
Oh yeah, so Davidoff Columbus Circle. I think they opened up in like 2004 or 2005, give or take. But they were only there for a short time because unfortunately New York is very anti-smoking place, and I think the mall that. I don't know if it was like something with the lease or they were complaining about the smoke, but it didn't work out, unfortunately. But luckily, in that 4 or 5 year window, I was able to meet some very exceptional people. Some undesirables too, but mostly exceptional people that I still know to this day, which is incredible. Like my friend Eric Henderson, he lives in in Texas now. But, I met him, and he used to work for the Huffington Post. We used to meet jazz players there. They used to play upstairs at Lincoln Center.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
Is
So, like-
I was just down there recently by Lincoln Center. It's
Yeah,
nice.
and it was nice because, like, on nice days, you would walk outside, you go by the statue, the Columbus statue with the water fountains, and the water would drain out all the city sound. So all you would just hear is the water, and it was, like, just so therapeutic. But I feel like nowadays, if I smoke in that same place, people are going to look at me like, oh, what are you smoking? Ugh.
I know, it's changed, but we're still outside, and it's...
We are still outside. I mean, we used to go to Central Park. We played this, like, French variation of bocce. I forgot what it was called, but, like, the guys would, after they closed the lounge, we go to the park and we play some ball, and it was like, it was the best. Like, we had another guy, Carlo, God rest his soul. He was an opera singer.
Oh, yeah, well...
And he was Napolitan, too.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did he sing at Lincoln Center?
That's
all right there in
He sang all
Central
over the
Park.
world. I
Oh,
mean, he was a
beautiful.
phenomenal tenor.
Beautiful.
And which is like, it's interesting. Like everybody's DNA is different. Like you would think, like opera singer, why would you smoke cigars? But that's how powerful Carlo's voice was. That smoke doesn't even break his vocal cords at all.
Well, that too. I mean, there is the smoke in the air, but you do not inhale cigars. Just to remind people who don't know.
Definitely not.
I do find that pretty. People will say like, "Oh, this and that with the smoke in your throat," because.
I just inhaled, by the way.
Oh, did you? Do you inhale?
Honestly, if a cigar is smooth enough
Yeah.
and it's like more of a medium or mild, you
Yeah.
can get away with a couple of inhales, but I
Oh.
don't recommend it.
No, I don't. Yeah.
Especially for newer smokers, because I feel like people they get confused with like blunts or cigarettes and they inhale and then they regret it shortly after.
Mm-hmm.
And I learned that lesson when I was like 19 because somebody gave me a Punch Havana, Churchill-sized cigar, and I'm in the bar. I used to go to this bar that they let us smoke in, which was great. And I'm shooting pool and I'm having a good time. I was on an empty stomach. Don't do that either.
No.
Make sure you have a meal
Yeah.
or something in your system and make sure you're hydrated. So I wasn't doing any of those things. And then all of a sudden just, all right, guys, I'll be right back. I'll go to the bathroom.
No.
And I was
I
like,
know,
yeah,
green
never
cigar
again.
green.
Never again inhale cigars. Trust me. And I feel like the whole garage is going to fall down over me. I love it. Bring it, baby. That's all you got? Come on. Come on.
Boom. boom. Come on, close the door.
Yeah, it's okay. It's fine. We'll put some duct tape on it. It'll be fine.
A little bit of chicken fried. Cold beer on a Friday night.
Oh, it's
That's
kind of
something that sits just right.
yeah, it's
When you said like the way you said that about the singing, I don't know that one because I know that you like to DJ like house. But that's a country song, but that's like a really cool like.
Yeah, it's amazing the resurgence of country. I mean, now I'm seeing guys in the bar and girls and gals now, and I call them gals because they're wearing cowboy hats now, cowboy boots, and I'm like, look at this. I mean, the cultural influence of like, I don't know, Jelly Roll and Beyonce coming out with a country album. It's quite remarkable to see like the shift in music. How it's like it kind of just recirculates like. Things come back in style.
It does, but shout out to T-Mac, Tony McFadden there, McFadden Cigars. Do you know he's got? I think his cigars are at the Harlem Room.
Harlem Cigar Room?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. Have you heard of McFadden? Because he part of his logo is the cowboy hat, and when I interviewed him, he gave me that as a gift, and I said, "Oh, this is cool. I never really sported a cowboy hat before, but I think I'm gonna. I like it."
You might have to do it. I mean, I would be more of a fitted or fedora kind of guy. You know, I don't think I'll ever graduate to the Cowboys. Although I do have cousins in Houston, Texas, and they actually I have a great aunt, 90 years old, and I met her recently, and she sounds like my aunt in Astoria, like the same type of English, but all her children and their extended family. They sound like they're from the South because they are from the South. And they have this, like, cowboy thing going on. And I noticed my father back in the day, he would spend some time down there, and he had a little bit of cowboy in him, too. Like, he would have the spurs, you know.
Wow.
He'd have, like, the rope thing with the crest.
Bolero, is that called? What's
I'm
that called?
not sure what
Folio?
that's...
I don't know.
Not sure what it's called,
that's
but, like...
probably way off.
But my
Sounds
father
like
had
polio.
this little cowboy thing going on because I think also Italians have this affinity for cowboy culture because they used to make spaghetti westerns, you know, back in the day. It was very popular. I think John Wayne was a big thing with Italians when they first came to America.
Yeah. I could remember. I could hear my uncles talking about that. Like when you said John Wayne.
Yeah,
they used to talk about John Wayne.
Like real Americana, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like,
Well,
I'm just such a city boy that it just never registered for me.
Yeah, I mean, it really depends on where you're from, where you know, who you're around, and what movies you're watching, what your influence is, because I feel like, some of that, you know, my family would be like, oh, that's American, but we, you know, but then they also embrace some of the culture too, because they're here. I mean,
of course.
We're
I mean,
here, we
I
have
mean,
to listen. I say I'm a Sicilian American. First of all, I mean, we're in America, and
yeah, I mean, luckily we were here. You know, there was a reason why our families came here. They wanted a better life, you know, and like I kind of think about it. I'm like, but the life is kind of good over there. But I understand times have changed, you know, but. Families got to make sacrifices sometimes, and they got to come to America to make a better life. And I appreciate my family for, you know, the unknown, like the coming here with the $14 in the pocket.
Oh, 100%.
You know,
I feel like that's still in our DNA.
Yeah.
I definitely think that, like, even with me, like, let's say just launching this podcast and the way you are an entrepreneur and you hustle, you have, you know, all these side jobs and how you do and you're DJing. But I definitely feel like, in my opinion, it's in our DNA, the way they just knew to just, I mean, either get on the boat or get on. My family literally came on the boat.
So it's interesting because
that made them drove them to just say, like, goodbye, Mom.
I'm letting everything go, and I'm going to a place that I don't know about.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't really know anybody there, and I don't speak the language.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big deal.
It's
so to me,
I don't think I could do that, honestly.
Yeah. I
really don't. I mean, obviously, if you're put in that situation, you don't have a choice.
Well, I think that's what I'm saying. I think it transpired in you and, like, your DNA of, like, why you hustle so good.
Yeah, I mean...
Because there's some kind of drive in you.
My grandma was working up until last year,
you
know, and she's about to turn 83.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like she's still kind of looking for like a side job right now. You know, God bless her. You know, but
does she like cigars?
No.
Now, anyone in your family say like, "Oh, Nino, you still smoking cigar?" Like
every time.
Cause are you basically the only one? Or?
I'm the only one. I mean, I was. I don't know. I mean, a lot of people in my family smoked cigarettes or smoked weed, but never cigars. That was just never a thing with anybody in my family, not even a cousin, nothing. And that kind of just was like me being unique, and I guess, when you're a young adult, a teenager, you get like impressionalized. So you see like certain individuals like an Arnold Schwarzenegger or Stallone, or to a lesser degree like a Tony Montana. Like I'm watching Scarface, and I'm just like, he's smoking cigars the whole time. I'm like, this is the coolest thing.
So you started when you were 17, 18?
17, yeah.
But before that, like when you were like, let's say 14 or something, was there something in a movie or a friend? So if it wasn't from your family, then what sparked you to say yes to your friend giving you that cigar then?
I mean, nobody gave me a cigar. I mean, I would just see people like I grew up with in the neighborhood.
Oh, in
like,
the neighborhood.
Like serious, serious people.
Yeah,
So if you know what I mean.
Yeah, probably some. Yeah, I do know because.
Yeah, and I always saw those people as like they were kind of cool. I was scared of them, but I respected them.
Yeah.
But they were well dressed.
Probably knew my cousin Gary Persida. Shout out to Gary Persida. Maybe I shouldn't really say his last name, but that's who you're talking about.
It is
because that's why I smoke. My cousins and everybody and my uncles, they used to just chew on cigars.
Yeah.
And I remember that from when I was little. But I always associated like I love that smell. But you're saying like your dad didn't have a cigar in his mouth.
No, never. My father still smokes cigarettes. But
which is a whole different. That's a different smell.
Yeah,
I never heard anyone say, "Oh, I love the smell of a cigarette. I can't wait to."
No, maybe
I never heard anyone.
Maybe if it was a Nat Sherman, but that's about it.
Yeah, but with cigars, I mean, you could say you like the aroma coming off of it. It's nice.
No, it's very nice, and some people just don't get it. They're like, I don't like the smell of the smoke, and I'm just like, yeah, because you don't understand the smoke. This is farm raised, hand rolled. This is from the earth. It's good. It's really good, And then there's some people that love it. They're like, and then they even have candles that are like cigar scented,
Oh, I did see something like that.
Yeah, cedar, cigar. They have stuff like that, So obviously someone likes it.
Yeah, someone. The funny thing is, as much as I love the aroma of a cigar, I don't think I would like a cigar candle personally. I don't think
You'd be surprised.
Yeah. Yeah.
You'd be surprised because I think they mix it with some other ingredients, and it burns quite well, even from Home Goods, of all places. That's my only guilty conscience is like I don't like to shop big box stores. I like to support the local economy. I don't even like to order cigars online. I like to just go to the shop and buy my cigar. Like I like to see what I'm buying.
Well, you're lucky. You live by a lot of cigar shops.
I do.
There's people all over and people who watch this who don't have the luxury of being. I get it though. I get it 100%.
Yeah.
Even me here, there used to be a lounge close to here and it closed. I kind of have to travel around a bit.
Yeah.
Shout out to Carmel's Cigar Vault. That's kind of like
the closest, good
yeah,
old Dietra over there. Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah. You're close with her, right?
Yeah, Dietra.
Have you been to the vault?
I have been to the vault. Yes.
Yeah, that would be.
I went to the one in Carmel.
Yeah, that's.
They have two locations, right?
They just opened a second one. Yeah. She's managing that one. Yeah, but that's the thing. I mean, you do. I am kind of envious that you're like you could. Throw a stone and hit 3 different lounges, I'm sure.
I mean, listen, when it comes to convenience, I mean, I live in Queens. I mean, everything's at your fingertips. I mean, I could get cuisine from like 20 different countries in walking distance.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
And that's the whole allure of city life.
Love it.
But at the same time, it's like you got to appreciate the rural life too because it's more clean air, it's quieter, it's safer. It's not as raw, but like I'm all about that life, so it doesn't matter. Because my last name actually, in Italian, means street.
Oh, what? Say it again.
Strada.
Yeah. Right. His real last name is not Brown.
No. It's not Brown.
But your real name is Nino. Your real first name.
Short. So my real name is Antonino Rocco Strada.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you don't get more Italian than that. So and obviously the way the names are given to you in the Italian culture is. My name is from 2 of my grandfathers, Anthony and Nino. Cool. So you combine the 2 names, Antonino.
I like that.
And the middle name is for the saint, and the last name usually is what your family is associated with. So I guess my family was associated somehow with the street. I don't know if it was as a street vendor, a street hustler, maybe they paved the roads. I don't know, but they were something to do with the street. And every last name in Italian has a meaning. You know, and that makes it more unique than like an American last name. Because you're like, okay, I don't know what that name is. Jefferson. I don't know what that is. Sorry, no disrespect to anybody named Jefferson.
They do say
or
that
Kennedy.
you
know, you know.
They do say a couple of the American original names were trade, like blacksmith.
Okay.
Smith.
So Smith would be short for blacksmith.
Maybe. Yeah,
okay.
The anvil and all that.
Yeah,
They
that
do
makes
say,
sense. I mean, I don't want to. I don't want to like poo-poo, you know,
yeah,
other cultures.
I have heard that in America there's certain lineage to that. But hey, listen, this is 2025. Unless we passed history with an A, we don't. You know.
That was the only subject I actually was good at.
Yeah.
Everything else in school was very, very hard. But history, I feel history is very important to know. You got to understand where you come from. Culture is everything, you know. And if people don't know where they come from, it's going to be hard to, you know, just live, you know. And I feel like if you have a cause or a meaning, like, okay, I come from this type of people, and this is what we represent, it validates your life. It really does.
Yeah.
And I really do need to go back and visit my family in Sicily.
All right, so we're coming to the end here. I'm definitely want Nino to come back. He's got a lot of great things to say. We could just probably keep going on tangent after tangent.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Thank you for joining. Thank you for subscribing. So as a DJ, and and I feel the same way. He was saying off camera. You just, that's like your job. It's kind of like when they say the shoemaker's kids don't have shoes. Is that what you're getting at? Like you listen to you're so involved with, because for work, when we're not DJing, we're pre-planning like
I call it song prep or music prep
100%.
and you'll be like
and you
hours.
go on a deep dive,
you start going, especially with like when I first started, the internet really wasn't a source. I mean, you had
before you just go, like, I'm going to interrupt you because we were saying before, we both going to go right down into that wormhole of like one song could lead to the next 10. But I said to Nino, what were you listening to in the car on the way up? And he said,
The Fan.
Yeah.
Sports Radio 66, WFAN. You know, I was listening to Brandon Tierney and Sal Licata, you know.
Yeah, because, I mean, I listen to podcasts when I commute, but, like, that's same. And my age, too, it's like I feel like I've heard, I don't really listen to new music as much. I listen to, like, my music.
Of course.
Kind of that nostalgic feeling. So when I'm in the
Which
car...
is perfectly normal, by the way, because I feel like every generation says their music was the best.
Yeah.
You know, but... I'm kind of like different or indifferent when it comes to that, because there's music I'll listen to that's from before my time, you know, and then there's some abstract stuff that I'll also get into as well. But like for the most part in the car, I do listen to like sports talk radio, because like I'll be doing a set 5-6 hours. I'm blasting music in my brain. And it's like, okay, I think I need this time to like either have nothing playing, like complete silence, or just like some background, 10-10 wins or sports talk radio.
10-10 wins. That reminds me of my grandpa.
Oh yeah, you give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
I know.
And they still do that.
I love that.
They still do that. And I'm really big on nostalgia. I'm all
too.
about the old school. I mean, even this hat, like. This logo's from the 80s.
Yeah.
You know, it takes me back to the Keith Hernandez days.
Oh, God. I love it. Yeah.
You know, so, but like, if I do listen to music.
Carter was my hero.
Oh, the kid. Forget it.
Yeah.
Forget it.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, when it comes to the music, I enjoy like trance music when I drive. Like some nice 90s, late 90s, early 2000s trance. I don't know why. It's very upbeat. It's very like cinematic, and when you go on long drives, it just makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, but like it depends. Like I could put on some Bobby Caldwell. You know, I could listen to some easy tunes, or I could listen to some hardcore '90s hip hop. Like I'll play some Onyx, like or Mobb Deep. Like if I'm in the mood.
Is good. Yeah, but like if you're on a long drive, let's say, do you prefer to listen to talk? Or do you just kind of toggle between?
Well, long drive, unfortunately, you start to lose the signal of where you're from, and then you start picking up these other stations, and I don't really care for them because it's like I don't even know where to look. But
Yeah.
then sometimes you get lucky. Like when you're in Tampa, they'll have like a DJ just ripping a set, and you're like, oh, this station's great.
Yeah, I love that. I
You
love
know.
finding the local stations. I love when like you can hear the local accent of the
Oh,
radio
yeah.
DJ.
Yeah, everything
That's always
changes.
fun.
And that's the interesting dynamic when it comes to America because it's such a vast country, and there's so many different types of subsets of people, and you get that totally different feel. Like, okay,
It's all good, Love
I
that.
hear that. So,
talk to me.
what are we doing? We're gonna close this out. Oh, I have a toast that we say in the end. You gonna say it with me?
I got no choice, right?
All right, so we're closing out with our toast here, and I'm going to guide Nino along because I love when my guest says this with me. It's an old Irish toast that we're going to do here. Listen, I want you to definitely come back because we kind of, we go off on tangents, but that's the nature of this. I want you to definitely comment below. It's supposed to feel like your virtual cigar lounge. We're chilling with a cigar. And just comment below. If you have any questions for us to ask Nino next time, write them below and we'll ask them. All right? And if you've ever been to one of his DJ sets,
Yeah.
all right? Comment also. Shout out. Because you usually, are you still at Havana Dreams like once a week? Or?
Yeah, we do once a month at Havana Dreams. I'll be in Yonkers this Friday at Bogart's, and it's going to be a nice little vibe over there. And then obviously rooftop season is upon us. So we got some things in the works right now. We're possibly going to do a boat party, a couple rooftop events. We'll partner up with some great cigar companies, and I'll bring in some additional DJ talent to circumvent a great event.
I think Herklotz is doing a boat. Are you part of that one?
We'll
Might
see.
Be coming up in July or something.
Maybe.
Listen,
I don't know. It might
get
happen.
Nino.
It might happen. Who
yeah.
knows?
They got those river cruises around like the Hudson.
Yeah,
the smaller little
I've done
stuff down in the city.
I've done events with Fine Tobacco NYC as well. Shout out to Matthias. He does really quality cigar events, over the years, my goal is to collectively bring New York all together to do one big cigar weekend.
Listen, listen, Jesse, if you're watching this, we got to get you involved. Empire State cigar events. Have you heard of them?
I've heard of them, yes.
Because we got to get you involved in that. They're gonna that's coming. I'm gonna be part of that this June 21st. So actually, if you want to go,
that would be
get
nice.
your friends, get your tickets out there.
Tell your friends.
Yeah, because I'll be there June 21st. All the information is on Instagram. You'll find it. The Empire State cigar events. We want that to go really from like Brooklyn to Buffalo. Like really, like that's what you're kind of saying.
Want to
like,
cover the whole state.
Yeah, is that what your people are trying to do too? Because we're gonna cross paths.
Well,
I
I was actually thinking more of a grander scale. I was thinking the United States.
Yeah, I mean, listen, go big, go big.
The thing is, like a lot of these cities, they do their cigar weeks, and they do some pretty good ones. I mean, I've been a part of Tampa Cigar Week. Obviously my friends in Houston, Atlanta, Orlando. I mean, Charlotte, Philly. Everybody has like a Chicago. My boy Mario.
Yeah.
Everybody has like a really good cigar week, but for some reason, New York can't seem to get their shit together. So
I think we're doing that. I think that's coming. I think it's
hopefully in the
arriving
works.
now. Yeah, you're right.
I mean, collectively, I kind of know everybody in the network, and it's just.
All right, we got to do this quickly because I'm running out of memory here on
Stuff.
I'm running. We got listen. I'm the editor, the producer. We try to make this work the best way we can.
100%, and we always do.
Yeah, you giving me grace here, Nino. He's a good guy. All right, so here's
to cheating, fighting, stealing, and drinking. If you cheat, may you cheat death.
If you steal, may you steal the heart of people you love.
If you fight, may you fight for your friends.
And if you drink or smoke, you're not, may you smoke us together. May you drink
us together.
But you don't have anything.
It's all good. No worries. We got this.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
So cheers to you.
Salud.
Okay.
Chintan.
You.
We'll see you next time.